Don't even buy this game unless you have a heart of iron. Don't even play this game unless you have a heart of iron. Don't even think about this game unless you have a heart of iron. Hello everyone, Nethervvoid back with a new commentating voice for this series, Hearts of Iron 4. As we've been waiting for, an awesome new game from Paradox. Just kidding, that would be kind of cool if I could do this whole series in that voice. I mean, that would be pretty awesome, but no, I can't. I at some point would screw it up, I'm sure. Don't even... Never mind. So, Hearts of Iron 4, been waiting a long time for this game to come out. It's finally out. It covers one of my favorite all-time game styles and eras, which is World War II. I think everybody that pretty much knows this game kind of already knows that. And what I think is so compelling about this time period, and especially this game in particular, is that it really captures, at least some of anyway, with the music and the visuals you're going to see, and the cuts, you know, the cut screens and all that, the splash screens. What was so great about this era? Not that, yes, there was a lot of, you know, sacrifice and genocide and very evil things happening, obviously, that we wish would never have happened. But to have people that went through this and did sacrifice like that and come out the other side, and just what kind of people it would take to do that, I don't think those kind of... I mean, I'd like to say we could all rise to that if that was something we had to do, but I have to say I'm not sure anymore. When I look at... If you watch the series Band of Brothers or other World War II type series and just listen to the stories and the kind of people that lived back then, it's definitely a different people. It's a different kind of people. I guess that really depends on where you're from as well. I'm from the United States, America, so, you know, Americans were just coming out of the Great Depression, and we were already used to suffering quite a bit, just coming into World War II, you know, with the lack of food and things like that, so we were really already used to not having much. But to ask people to go through this kind of, you know, worldwide war like this and have them come out the other side, it's amazing. And when I used to talk to my grandpa about World War II, I loved all the stories, and it kind of made me wish I could have been there. There's part of a, you know, a warrior or a hero, I think, in every person. And when I was going through pararescue in the Air Force, and I decided to stop doing that, stop doing that training, I've always looked back and thought, what if I did finish my training and you know, do those kind of things and become a soldier and things like that. I kind of wish I would have known what that was like, and I'm getting way off on a side track here, but that's really what compels me to play these kinds of games, and I really love this time period just because of the struggle. Really, that's what life's about. It's our struggles, right? So we're gonna start with a single player. After my soapbox there, we're gonna get off the soapbox. So I already played yesterday for about 6 to 8 hours on the tutorial, and a lot after the tutorial as Italy, just to kind of learn the game. I know a little bit about the game, the basics pretty much, but I will be learning as I go, and I'll be playing a lot off camera to kind of catch up to speed and stuff, because this game is a grand strategy 4X game, which means it's not your typical run-of-the-mill, oh, I don't need a lot of, you know, beforehand knowledge, I'll just jump right in there and I'll be awesome at the game. I guess you can. If you've played a lot of 4X games, especially Paradox grand strategy games, you're going to feel right at home probably. But it's definitely not entry level, let's put it that way. So I'm going to go with new game. I'm going to be Germany, just because most of my ancestors come from Germany. I'm probably about 60% German, I want to say, maybe higher. I've got a lot of English in there too. So that's what I'm going to play. I've always been really fascinated with Germany pre and in the middle of World War II, and so that's what I'm going to play. So I'm going to start in 1936. A lot of this game does start out with what leads up to the war. So starting in like 39 is a little bit late in my opinion, and 36 is better, especially since this game kind of starts out rather slow, where you're building up factories and things like that. And that could be that if you start in 39, your factories are built and you're already ready for war and everything. But to me, you miss part of the game. So we're going to go with 36, Gathering Storm, Dark Times Dark times are coming. In Europe, Hitler has consolidated his power, and his attention is now increasingly drawn beyond Germany's borders. Mussolini's Italy continues to embark on daring military adventures, while the Empire of Japan stands poised to attack China in Asia. Almost 20 years have passed since the end of the Great War, and the world has yet again become doused in gasoline. A single spark may be all it takes. Yep, I've paid this dude to come in and do some narratives like that, so you're going to hear him from time to time. But anyway, who cares, right? Let's get into this. Select scenario. Let's get in there. I'm going to be doing 30-minute episodes. I'm not going to rush. I don't care if it takes time. I really want to enjoy this game and give it everything I got, and I'm not going to hurry. So it's going to take us a while to kind of get going here. Sorry about that. So obviously Hitler is the leader, fascist is what I am, totalitarian regime, no elections, and ruling party is the NSDAP. A brief history: a new Germany has arisen. 3 years have passed since the Weimar Republic was dismantled and replaced by Hitler's Third Reich. Economic stability has returned after the trying years of the Great Depression, and mass unemployment has been dealt with. The military restrictions imposed on Germany by the Versailles Treaty are long forgotten, and the Wehrmacht grows stronger by the day. Another Weltkrieg is on the horizon. Hopefully I'm saying all these words correctly. Okay. Bitter loser. Ideology drift, defense 50%. Can't create factions. So, throughout this game there are a lot of percentages and numbers thrown at you, and one thing I really feel like I wish the UI did a little bit better is consolidate these numbers into some lists, or show them to me kind of summarized or something, but they don't do that. So you kind of have to remember what all these numbers are. Division organization plus 5%, planning speed plus 25%. The German General Staff was responsible for the continuous study of all aspects of war, including the drawing up and reviewing of plans for mobilization or campaign. This contributed to a higher level of organization. Planning speed's really good because when you set up your plans, they need a little bit of time to mature and come to fruition. People need to get into place. You know, you have to move equipment, things like that. And this simulates being prepared, right? So you get a little bit of a hit on your effectiveness if you just execute plans rather quickly. So we're going to obviously go with the Germans, but you can play France, United States, United Kingdom, Italy, Japan, Soviet Union, or you can play other countries. The other countries don't have unique nation focuses. They have all the same nation focus, I think. I think that's how it works. DLC is going to be released. I know Poland's already up for DLC pretty soon, and it will increase the different nations you can play. So let's do that. I'm going to try to ally with Stalin and attack to the west and kind of leave the east to Stalin. I'm not going to mess with it too much. That's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know if I might have to become communist to do that, because I know he's going to have his own faction. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to ally with each other, but we'll see. I haven't tried it. I'll probably try it off camera to make sure we're going the correct direction. But let's get this thing going. Selecting Germany, so you can see German Reich right here. We're going to go with recruit because I am just learning the game. They give you a couple of bonuses here: political power gain and production efficiency capping, two of the easy modes right off the bat here. And what I love, first of all, what I love about this game, is the map. It's just beautiful, and I love that it looks like you're looking at a textbook, okay? I love that it draws in the lines and puts your name over it. It looks like a strategic map. I really like that. I used to make up games like this when I was a kid, where I'd make these strategic maps and have army movements and things like that, and so it's kind of cool to see that. You can see Germany starts with no colonies. You can see this is during colonial period right here at the end of the colonial times. And the British have tons of colonies, and France have tons. The Netherlands have one right there. Belgium has, everybody's got a few, and then France and France and United Kingdom have tons. Germany, none. Italy, a couple, right? Like right here. But not a lot. So Italy was also, I was kind of reading a little bit about the history of Italy after World War I. They were also kind of backslapped after World War I, where they were allied with Germany and Austria, and they backstabbed them to join United Kingdom, France, and I think the Russians. So they switched sides because they said, hey, when we win, we'll give you some land. And they basically didn't give them nearly as much land as they said they were going to. And they did. There was a few other things, and Italy got really pissed off. So Italy's got a little bit of a bone to chew as well with the Allies in this case. So there you go. That's the start. You can kind of zoom in. The map is really cool. It's a very detailed level, and then you can zoom out to get to the strategic level. You know, back to tactical, I'm just doing right mouse click. These are factories, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and they have, you know, cities and stuff like that. If you click, oh, I can't do it yet. I need to keep moving here. So, Gathering Storm 1936, interesting countries. Yeah, we already know that. Back, I guess. German Reich. That's the political pie there. Cool. Okay. I'm going to pick Recruit. Historical AI focuses. I kind of want to go away from this because I think one of the fun parts about this game is that you can see what might have happened if countries had chosen, you know, different ideologies and things like that, right? Chosen to maybe go after stronger air forces and maybe weaker, you know, tank doctrines or whatever it is, right? They focus more on air or something. So I'm going to say no to that. I want to see... Pick a national focus in a historical order. I want to see what happens. Maybe after this we'll do like historical mode, but I don't really care about that right now. Ironman Mode console cheats are disabled. Oh no, I don't want Ironman Mode. We want to save our game just because I don't want corruptions to be a problem. That's interesting. I'm not sure how that river's flowing into that one, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start Initializing Game. This might be where the game cuts, and I will cut the video if that's the case, where the audio doesn't line up. Sometimes that happens. So, again, this is the start of 1936 right here. I've got the game paused, as you can see up here in the right-hand corner. And it's winter, right? We've got the Demilitarized Zone right here. This is after World War I. German troops could not enter this part of Germany. That was part of the treaty, right? So you can see various factories. You can also click little sections right here, right? This is a state, and this is, I'm not sure if this is called a region or what. It doesn't say. Click to view state, and this is the state. So who owns it? How many people live here? What factories are here? These are military factories. These are civilian factories. Air bases, there are 3. Infrastructure, this helps your troops move around faster. Anti-air, obviously for anti-air. So you can see there are some divisions here. You can see them as troops on the board right there, and they will actually fight each other. Now, I don't choose... I move divisions. Divisions are the smallest things I can move. This is a grand strategy game, which means it doesn't get into the weeds very extreme amounts. It's about strategy and kind of high-level tactics. It's not about getting in there and driving around tanks and stuff like that. I just move around my dudes. So you can see I've got quite a few, well, not really a lot of infantry. I've got a couple of Navy pieces right there, some boats. I've got a few tanks here. Not a lot going on with Germany. The nice thing is I've got a lot of production and stuff. So here's where we're going to get into the different aspects of how we're going to run the Reich. You can see there's research, diplomacy, trade, constructions, production, recruitment and deployment, and logistics. And then you've got some kind of hey listen, right, kind of like Navi things here. You can see when I select a unit, they come up here, kind of obvious here. It gives you some information. Again, there's tons of information about everything, so it takes a while to kind of figure everything out. This is us, right, political screen here. This is where we select a national focus. This is like the ideology of our country. Where are we steering the nation, okay? It's not research. It's all political focus, okay? And this is the political focus tree. Now remember, this tree is unlike... this is a unique tree just to Germany, okay? So as we progress, we get deeper into like befriending Poland or war or some things like that, where you'll get different benefits or negatives from picking these different things here. So and these take kind of a long time. So if we look at the Rhineland, you see we meet all the requirements there. But okay, so it says Mossland will Mosland, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that, sorry about that, will no longer be a demilitarized zone, and Rhineland will also no longer be demilitarized. Remilitarization may be reversed if you are confronted and back down. So political power plus 120 and army experience 5. Army experience is used to create custom divisions, which we'll talk about in a while, where you can kind of pick and choose if you want a certain amount of tanks or more artillery, whatever. World tension is increased by 2. So this is world tension. As this goes up, the allied countries get to it, or countries with mainly like democracies and things that are mainly driven by the people get to put their militarization more into effect. So if you can keep this low, their militarization will come later and later in the game. So this will add 2 to that, and it goes down over time as well. So if it's just 2, it'll fade off. France gets the remilitarization of the Rhineland. So see, France and other nations may respond with hostility, so they might, start to, not like you or whatever. Here's treaty with USSR. That's definitely where I'll be going. I'm not sure where that's going to leave, which is kind of cool. So this is, anti-Soviet, anti-Comintern, which is the communists. Opinion of the German Reich goes down 50, so we don't want to pick that. If we befriend China, then we piss off Japan, basically. But I'm not sure what that does. Okay, that doesn't affect the Soviets, unless the Chinese and the Soviets are going to be kind of buddies, and then we're going to have problems. Okay, I don't have that yet. So I want Rhineland is probably the thing I'm going to do first. There's also, you want to look for something that gives you an extra, what's it called, research slot. Where is that? I think almost every nation has one. All the main nations have an extra research slot. I don't think the side countries do. Where is that sucker? Here it is. Wow, that's really deep. That's what she said. Wow, that's way down there. It's going to take forever to get there. I'm not sure that's worth it. We're going to want that for certain. 70 days to get it. What's this? 70 days adds maximum infrastructure in Brandenburg. Okay, that's kind of cool. West Wall adds 12 land forts. Okay, on the French border. Construction fee. Okay. Available as political advisor. Oh, okay. The new political advisors become available. Oh, if the Rhineland is remilitarized, you'll also gain 12 land forts in Mosland. See, so I think we do want to go down this direction kind of quickly, but each one of them 70 days. That's why you want to start in 36 and do it when we're not at war yet, right? Industrial effort 2, that's fine. We're going to get that in a minute, right? And air innovations, which means we have to go down this tree too to get our freaking extra research slot. The Italian one's like right here. It's super simple to get to. I don't know why that one's so deep in there. Haha. So here's where enter into a non-aggression with the Soviet Union and agree to divide Poland. Alliance. There we go. An alliance with the USSR. We're definitely going to go after this. That would be awesome. Acceptance of communist diplomacy 100. Acceptance of fascist diplomacy. Okay. Unholy alliance. So that's where we're going to go eventually. But we might not be able to do it right away. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go after these two, and then I'm going to get that, because I'm not sure I'll get the extra benefit of Rhineland remilitarization if I don't do it before I get the West Wall. So I'm definitely going to do that first. Probably going to go down with the treaty with the USSR, depends. So first let's get, what does this get me? Yeah, I don't want hostility, although it will burn away the world, what's this called again? World tension will melt away fairly quickly if I do that. But it's going to cause them possibly to start building up troops. So let's go down this direction here. 70 days, that's fine. So that's our political direction. This is also where you can set up laws and government and political advisors, which give you different bonuses, which is kind of cool. You do this with political power, which we only have 2 of right now. We're getting 2.5 per day. Leaders of the country have 50%. Adolf Hitler recruit difficulty gives me 25% more. So as those build up, I can get this. So like I need 150 to get this guy, and he gives me some certain bonuses like land fort, construction speed, stuff like that. So that's going to be something we'll be doing when we figure out kind of the direction we're going to be going for our campaign here. We're definitely going to be going armor. That seems kind of obvious. We're going to be doing a lot of land warfare. But I think we're going to need to kind of switch over to air superiority a little bit into it, because we're going to want to bomb Britain, and that's an air superiority thing. So we don't want to spend too much on it, but we'll see. So that's the political. We have nothing to pick in here because we don't have any political power yet. Research. We have 4 research slots right now, which means we can research 4 things at a time. That's why it's so important to get that 5th one. That's 20% faster, or 25% faster research, right? This is the research tree. It should be unique for each faction, or I mean, sorry, nation, but I think it's fairly similar. This looks a lot like what Italy had. The units might be a little different, but I think it's fairly similar. And there are all these tabs up here, which means there's a ton of stuff to research. Luckily, you can research 4 things at a time, so that's pretty cool. Oh, we start out with recon. That's kind of neat, because Italy did not. So you're going to have a little bit of things that are already researched, like better tanks, Panzer II right here. Italy only had whatever this light tank was. So that's kind of neat. We can go after the Tiger pretty quick. If you research things way ahead of time, it's going to take a lot more days. So you can't just steamroll ahead, get like King Tiger and 36 and steamroll everybody. It artificially slows you down. So that's the tank tree. We got artillery here, anti-tank. Probably don't need it because we'll be going with tanks. They have hard attacks, so we'll probably be fine. Infantry Doctrine. This is, or basically Land Doctrine. You can only go down one of these trees, so you kind of have to pick. We're going to be picking Blitzkrieg, so this is perfect. This is a fast attack tree, which is going to be awesome. It has a lot of breakthrough and hard attack bonuses. And then when we get down in here, that's breakthrough. We really want to start getting some planning speed 20. That's good. Organization just helps everybody. Backhand blow, I'm not positive on that. So you can see kind of which way you want to go. That's the Blitzkrieg. That's a fast attack. This one basically gives you soft attack if you're going infantry route. There's a lot of soft attack bonuses here. This is trench warfare and defense if you're playing mainly defensive thing. And mass assault, I think, is mainly for planning and things like that. It's kind of a general approach. Effective partisans? What? I don't care about that. So each one of these takes a while as well. Division attrition, infantry recovery rate. This is kind of a general tree. But we're going to be going down mobile warfare. But I can change this if I wanted to, but it takes almost a year. You waste a lot of time switching. So I'm just going to keep going down. This is perfect for us anyway. When I was Italy, I think I switched from trench warfare. This is all defense. I switched away from that. I went with superior firepower because I was going to go with mostly infantry. Okay, naval. So we actually have a pretty good amount of unlocks here. That's kind of nice. A little bit extra here on the submarines, which makes sense. No carriers yet because we didn't care too much about Navy. Germany didn't, and which makes sense. There's the naval doctrine right there. Not really sure about this. We'll check it out later. We got the air. This is where you research new planes. We have a lot of unlocks here, and then air doctrine again. I'm probably going to switch to air superiority because this helps bomb, and that's mainly, I think, what helps with winning the war, in my opinion. Air superiority really is key. But we'll see. The game might be different. In real war, air superiority is really what you need to win. Strategic bombing, kill off people's factories, and basically win a war of attrition. Engineering is mostly to boost your research rate, so I'll definitely be picking one of those. But you can also get into like radio for radars and stuff like that. Here's radio, which helps your troops. And different things like that are kind of just out of the ordinary, like machine, analysis and different things. Then we've got the atomic research, rocket research, jet engines, kind of the stuff that's off to the side. Then we have the industry research, which just helps your whole nation with, factory output and stuff like that, and also with construction speed and things like that. Synthetic oil, it's nice that we already have that because Germany has a problem with oil, right? And most of the modern equipment requires oil, like tanks and boats and planes and stuff. So that's how research works. Let's go and pick a few things. I think we're okay. What's this? Motorized rocket artillery, so it helps you out with something else. I think we're pretty good on our armies here, on our infantry. We're gonna not mess around with this that much. Could be good to get support weapons, because it helps everybody out pretty much. All of your infantry, this helps them out. So I'm gonna do that one definitely. Not a big bonus, but I think it's a good idea. Second research is gonna be, we already have recon, which I think is good. It helps you, I think it helps you spot the enemy, right? Reconnaissance, the ability to scout ahead and anticipate the enemy. There's a fog of war, so this will help increases the chance that this unit can pick better tactics in battle. I think this is good to put with some of your better divisions and things like that. We're going to be putting those guys in there as support. So armor, I think I'm good. I'm going to wait so I don't incur such a big penalty to get one of these big tanks. Artillery, we could go anti-tank, but I don't know. I think we're probably okay. I like the doctrine we've got here for army, so I think I'm going to pick organization. Organization indicates combat readiness and how organized a unit is. A unit with no organization can't fight or move effectively. I think that's a good thing to research as well. We skipped over one. Let's go back to naval. I don't think I'm going to be doing any naval at this time. I'll check this out later. I think we've researched enough fighters and stuff. Let's look at air doctrine. I'm going to switch it to air superiority. What's this, though? This is tactical fighting, right? So air support helps ground troops, which would really help us a lot. I'm just worried about getting bombed, and I kind of don't want to waste my time going down this route when I could go here and be better prepared for later. So, but I think the main thing I'm going to be working on is industry. I'm going to be working on my efficiency cap because I want to get to concentrated industry. So this helps your output a lot better at 20% and max factories. Spreading your industry out helps you defend against getting bombed. You can see with factory bomb vulnerability less by 10%. I'm going to go with focused because I'm going to go with air superiority, which should help me not get bombed. So I'm going to do basic machine tools. That's kind of an obvious one. And then we'll go with construction speed, which helps me build factories faster. Right? And if I build like synthetic oil refineries, the construction helps me. So I'm going to go for that as well. And that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good right there. So let's pick diplomacy. We're almost out of time. We only have 3 minutes left. Sorry, 2 minutes. Diplomacy just kind of shows you who you're allies with, who likes you, who doesn't like you, and you can see our opinion of them and their opinion of us. You can, let's just look down there. It looks like Dominican Republic and El Salvador like us, yay. We like ourselves. Hungary likes us. Italy and Japan like us. We'll probably end up, I don't know if we're going to be friends with Italy or not. It wouldn't be a bad idea. The problem is then we can't attack them. But we've got plenty of area to take up here, around here, and then maybe we should even start at that point thinking about United States. It might not be a bad idea. So getting 3 allies might be in our immediate region might not be a bad idea at all. Because I know at some point, you know, the United States, the Americans are going to get into it, right? So you can kind of come here and you can see everything you need to see. Let's look at, like, let's say we want to look at Italy. You can see the leader. You can see some stuff about them. So Italy's at war with Ethiopia. You can see it shows what they are and who likes or doesn't like them. They're at war with Ethiopia, as you can see here. That's kind of neat. They don't have a national focus yet because we haven't turned the game on. You can see the change in what they like about us. So again, there's just tons of different things in this game to look at. So they're fascists. That automatically means they're going to like us a little bit better. We can improve relations for 10 political power. This is really good to do with nations that either don't like you or you're trying to become allies with. If you want to go to war, you have to hit justify war goal. Took me a year to go to war with Yugoslavia as Italy, so you have to do that way in advance. But there's a lot of options in here with diplomacy. That's kind of a cool screen there. Trade. This is really neat, and I like to see this in this game. That you don't see this in a lot of games. But you can trade with other countries, and then when you go to war with them, you can go to war with their friends. I don't know. This is just interesting how the trade works here, and how what they think about us and stuff influences trade. And not everybody has stuff to trade, so that's kind of interesting as well. I like this as opposed to other games that are like this. We'll be trading for oil quite a lot. We produce 4, export 1, needed 13, so I don't know why we're exporting any oil, but whatever. We'll probably be buying a lot of oil. It just depends on what we produce. So let's go down with constructions. This is when we want to build buildings like new factories, new army forts, new airfields, things like that. You can see all that here. We're going to build some, we're going to get our civilian factory production up, and then what we're going to do is convert them over to military. So right now we don't have anything going on. We have 16 factories available because the other 16 I think are being used by consumer goods. Yeah, they're being used by civilians. So let's do some civilian factory building. You can see where I'm at max, or how many I can still build here. It's pretty safe for me to build in this area because I'm pretty sure I can smash Poland, and I'm going to be friends with the Soviets. So the best areas for me to build factories are probably over here, not so much over in this area because they're more vulnerable to who I think are going to be my enemies. So I'm going to build a bunch of factories in here. I'm going to really boost myself all during this part of the war. It looks like we've got, this is maxed out. We've got nothing here. So that's a good place to do it. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to let this build over time. It's going to take a long time to get all these factories up, so I'm cool with about that many. So let's look at production. We're producing a lot of equipment, it looks like. So we need weapons for our infantry. We need support equipment for support troops and stuff like that. Artillery kind of makes sense. Light tanks, motorized for motorized divisions. Fighters, close support like Stukas, looks like the Ju-82. Ju-82, whatever. Tactical bombers. We got tons of stuff we're producing right here. We've got our Navy producing as well. We've got 20 out of 40 military factories producing stuff, and 9 out of 10 shipyards. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to recruit and deploy, and this really tells you kind of what equipment you're going to need, right? So you can, these are the standard default infantry, or I'm sorry, divisions. You can edit them. You can see these are just all infantry. They've got an engineering company and a support artillery. But you can change these and add and subtract, and it costs military points, experience points, and you get those by fighting or sometimes through your national focus. So you can see all the stats here. We'll go over this a lot as we go through this playthrough, but there's a lot of stats to know in this game. Mostly that these guys are soft attack. As you can see, they're high in soft attack and low in hard attack. Soft attack being, you know, small arms and things like that. High on defense, it looks like. Anyway, breakthroughs seems pretty high. I don't know a lot about these yet, but I will see. That's how much manpower is required to fill this division. And as they get larger, they can require more manpower. So manpower is also something that will drain out as you recruit more divisions. So you have to be kind of careful with who you recruit and watch what you're recruiting. Here's the equipment we're going to be using. Infantry equipment 1 and basic infantry equipment, support equipment, and towed artillery. We need these pieces when we create more infantry units. So it looks like we have, what's this guy? I don't even know what he is. What is this? SS division. So an SS division, artillery weapons, open blitz. I'm not even sure what the heck that is. Let's look at training. Let's see if we can, yeah, here they are, SS division. These guys are listed as elite. That means they get equipment first before any of these other divisions do, okay? When they're out on the field, they get equipment first. When they're training, they get equipment first. So it looks like they're motorized infantry, which means they have higher, I think it's higher move speeds, and soft attack, supply use, suppression, organization +1. Where's their speed? Max speed 12 kilometers per hour. So if we look at these dudes, 4 kilometers per hour. So that's definitely blitzkrieg. They can push hard and get behind enemy lines and things like that. But they take more to train. You know, these are going to cost more. They also have a recon company, which is awesome. They're going to scout ahead. This is a much bigger unit. Okay, so we've got, but they also cost more, like I just said. So we've got some infantry. Looks like we've got 3 tank divisions. I'm going to be producing some infantry and some tanks. Got a mountaineer unit right there. And I think that's good. I'm going to mainly be building panzer divisions and probably a couple of SS divisions, but mainly infantry. So I'm going to say train infantry. And when you train them, because we're going to probably be taking out Poland first, but I'm going to want to build up over here because I want to take back the Rhineland, right? So let's say I want those guys to pop out here. We're going to add a unit so you can build. We're going to recruit 2 units at a time, which ups the equipment requirement. Basically, the way this works is as they gather equipment and they train, like in basic training, they'll get ready to pop out. When these 2 bars fill up, they will pop out. You can make them pop out sooner, but they will take a hit on their effectiveness. We're also going to train a panzer division. We're going to put them over here as well. I'm just going to train one of those guys. Let's train this guy as well. We're going to put this guy here as well. And I think that's it. I'm not going to train any cavalry. To me, that's pointless. I'm not going to train any more mountaineering units because I don't feel like we need them. Possibly over here we might. Let's look at these guys, though. Mountaineers, huh? So where do we see what they're good at? Defense, breakthrough, armor, piercing, initiative, entrenchment, reliability, reconnaissance, organization. It doesn't say. There's no indicator telling me that these guys are better at something. Oh, adjusters? Oh, they're better in hills and mountains. Better attack, movement, and defense in hills and mountains. Okay, that's cool. They probably should have a recon unit, but they probably do their own recon. I'm not going to mess with it for right now. I'm just going to show you the basics. I don't think I'm going to train any of those guys right now. Well, maybe I could train one of those guys, and we'll put him here. We might be taking over some of this stuff too. So what that's going to do is set up your logistics. My requirements for infantry equipment are jamming now, right? They're high. Motorized, same thing. Support and light tanks, because that's the kind of units I'm producing right now. I'm also producing a lot of equipment in these areas, which is good. I'm also producing some fighters, close air support, and tactical bombers, but I don't need any of those right now. I'm going to assess my air power in a little bit, not in this video because it's getting kind of long, but it looks like I'm consuming those as well. You can see all the different resources I need to consume this, to produce this stuff, and if you go to trade, you can kind of see what I need here. No, I think it's in here. I need oil and rubber. So if I go over here on the map and I say, show me resources, I can see what I can produce and what these things are producing. So aluminum and steel, I've got tons of it. A little bit of oil, that's good. I should probably build some refineries, but I'll wait till my factories are up. We got a little bit of oil there. Italy doesn't have any oil. We got a little bit. Oh, we got a lot in Romania. I could probably trade with them. Soviets have a ton. We can trade with them. Well, not a ton. They have some. Soviets are probably going to go for Romania. That'd be smart. Now, if we ally with Turkey, we could probably go down into Iraq and get a few of those things. Wow, USSR actually has a lot. We could smash in here and go get some oil. We could do that. So, I don't know. We'll see. Right now, we're going to do a trade. We're going to trade with whoever's it's cheapest with. Hungary doesn't have any. We want oil. Venezuela. Okay. Trade influence is how competitive we are when trading in a certain nation and decide how big our share of the export is. So what it is you have to give them stuff too. So for civilian factories too, we're going to get 16. But we don't have any civilian factories available because they're building stuff. They're building us more factories. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Basically what will happen is it'll slow down my training, my gathering of equipment in here. And that's fine. Right now I'm more concerned with building up my factories. So I don't really need to trade oil just yet. I don't need tons of stuff. I have 3 military factories. Let's go produce more equipment. We probably should build more tanks. Let's do something like that. Artillery would be good. A lot more blitz stuff here. Not going to worry too much about aircraft, but we will need them in the future, so maybe a few more fighters. We don't want them bombing the crap out of us. And then support equipment. We're going to need a lot more support equipment, I think. And then, wow, we have tons more factories. Tons more, man. Light tanks, huh? Towed artillery, let's go to a little bit more. Really what you can do is come up here and look at what you need. We need a lot of infantry equipment, see? 3.75 thousand. But you can also see motorized, we're going to be way behind on as well. Tanks, same. So we probably should be building motorized and tanks mainly. So we'll go back and say, I think we need like that. Let's take one out of fighter. We don't need that currently. Maybe put it there. We'll go back to here, and it bumped us up a little bit. That's good. So this is how many dudes we're training and how much we need, okay? Sweet. Alright, so that's pretty much going to do it for episode 1. We're at 10 minutes over the norm here. Free military factories. I thought I used them all up. Oh, no, I have tons more. Okay, well, let's keep going. I want more tanks. And I want more of these guys. Alright. There we go. And naval, huh? What do we want? Subs. Mainly, we're going to be going with subs because we don't really care about navy for now. We will in a little while. We'll go for subs. Disrupt trade, things like that. So you can see now we have a huge oil deficit and rubber deficit, but we can trade steel because we have tons. What else? Insufficient resources. We're fine. We're gonna right-click and get rid of that. So that's gonna do it for episode 1. Let me know what you think about this series. Like, favorite, comment. That really helps the channel out. Share this. That will help a lot as well. Help this channel grow if you support me. And if you're playing this game, let me know who you are, who you're playing as, what your strategy is, things like that. Oh, also, you can see right here that we have production slowdown because we don't have enough resources. So anyway, let me know what you think. And hopefully you stick around for episode 2. I'll be trying to release an episode a day. That's what I've been doing with my other series. Check those out as well. I play 4X on my channel, and I do other building games like Factorio and Minecraft. So let me know what you think. And as always, everyone, stay frosty if you have a heart of iron.